You doing okay there, Nala? Nala, you doing okay? Hi. It's you. It's you. Hello, everybody. This is weird talking to the camera post-trip. Also, I don't know if I introduced myself. I'm Michael, but the channel's called Indigo Busboy because I named it after like my 7th grade like Roblox name. But yeah, I went on a cross-country trip a couple weeks ago and it was super enlightening. It was crazy to say the least. So these next couple vlogs are just me kind of explaining what happened on the trip. But kind of the context and why I wanted to do this trip, I really just wanted to explore the United States. And so ultimately I took this trip to just kind of expand my horizons because my world has pretty much just been Arizona my entire life. And so I just wanted to go out, see the world, etc. And I had this time to do it, so I did it. But day one, I go from Arizona to Flagstaff. I just depart from my parents' home. I drive up to the Mayo Clinic because one of the things that I wanted to do on this trip was hit up each of the Mayo Clinics. If you didn't know, Mayo Clinic's one of the top research hospitals in the United States. And me personally, it would be a dream of mine to work at the Mayo Clinic. Spoiler alert, I went to all 3 on the trip.
Didn't get a selfie at the Phoenix campus, but here's a picture to prove I went there. Tee.
After Mayo Clinic, I drive up to Sedona and I go to this place called Talapake. It's like this beautiful shopping center. It reminds me of Europe. And the day I went, there was actually a beautiful band playing that day. It was like a family band. It was so amazing. I'm gonna insert those clips right now. There's even like this grandma who was wearing like this green formal outfit and she was on the floor. She must have been like 90. So after Talapake, I was like, I gotta see the sunset in Sedona. I'm driving, I'm like trying to find a parking spot to like capture the sunset on camera, like film it, but I can't find anything. So I stop by this restaurant called like Mariposa. But the sunset that day, chef's kisses. I watched the sunset, like everybody's enjoying the sunset, you know what I'm saying? The sun went down, I went to Flagstaff, stayed with my brother, and I literally, with me in the car was this rolled up foam mattress pad. And I literally slept on my brother's floor on this foam mattress pad. It was, again, chef's kisses. Day 2, I say goodbye to my brother, and then I drive to the Four Corners. And there's not a lot happening at Four Corners, but my expectation of the Four Corners was this.
How's the weather in Arizona, Mary Lou? Well, it's sunny.
Oh, Harry!
In reality, it's literally like a military base. You literally drive into it, park, and it's desert everywhere. And you just like walk up to it and you're like, okay, that's Four Corners. And then you leave. I'm like, what? I got the postcard, the stickers, like that. Whatever. So I went to Four Corners because my next stop was Colorado. And so I go to Durango. I go to this little liberal arts school, 20 out of 10. It's called Fort Lewis College. If you want like beautiful views, a small homey type of like small town vibe, Durango, Colorado, and specifically like Fort Lewis College, it's chef's kisses. So this is where my first mistake happens on the trip. Context, I planned hotels like later into this trip, but the first like 5 days of this trip, I was like, I'm just gonna be driving, I can park at a gas station. Little did I know, from Durango to Denver is like 5 hours. And so when I left Durango, it was sunset, like it was sundown, like it got dark. I was like, oh, it's just gonna be 5 hours from this place to this place, it's not gonna matter. Oh, it mattered. I'm driving 45 miles per hour on snaking through the mountains, not knowing where I am. It was unbelievably scary. But yeah, in hindsight, I just was happy that it was dark because I didn't know how much mountain and how much distance I actually went through to get to Denver. But I couldn't even reach Denver because like it was 3 a.m. at that point. And so thank God for Love's gas station. I literally pulled into a Love's gas station in the middle of nowhere and literally slept. So at like 5 a.m. I drive to Colorado Springs. Technically it's day 3 now. I'm in Colorado Springs. I literally don't know where I am. I literally drive because I wanted to see the Garden of the Gods. So I drive up this mountain. I'm like, I don't know where I am. And literally I park, get out, and I have a spectacular view of the Garden of the Gods. It is chef's kisses. For an hour, I literally was at the Garden of the Gods. It was freezing, mind you. So I was like bundled up. I had a mask on. I had my 2 layers on, just walking out to see this extravagant, beautiful sunrise. So from there, I stick to kind of the west side of Denver. So I go up, I hit this neighborhood called Sterling Ranch. Ultimately, it's just a master plan community, but like it's its own like separate town. It's crazy. And so I'm driving up this hill and I'm like, is this a mansion? Come to find out, there's something called the Highland Ranch Mansion that's like all the way at the tippy top of the suburb. Like it's an old-timey house from like the olden days. And each room is like a different decade because it started off as a shack and then they kept building like rooms off of it. And as a housing enthusiast, I done loved it. So after the house tour, I make my way up to Littleton, Colorado. Beautiful, love the subway. And then in that area was Casa Bonita from South Park, and I always wanted to see it. Now, if somebody tells you Colfax, no, it was so scary being in that like western Denver area. And so I like literally take a picture of Casa Bonita and literally go in my car. There was people around me and I was like, am I gonna get robbed? GTFO. As I'm driving up, I hit Denver. And then around like, I think 2, I had an appointment at Meow Wolf. 20 out of 10. You don't know what Meow Wolf is. It's like an immersion experience. A lot of people get a little whenever they go in because it's just like a crazy artistic immersion experience. And it was super cool. Oh, and also too, after the experience, because I had only gotten 2 hours of sleep, my eye starts like swelling up and I'm crying because I hadn't gotten sleep. Ultimately, I had to like stop for an hour and I literally sat there and I like cried it out. And then once I was feeling better, I went up to another master plan suburb called Candlesas. But that suburb was like right in the mountains. It's like northwest Denver. I would live there in a second. And so I walked around there, like looked at the houses. They were beautiful. Then from there, I went more north to Fort Collins. My hotel, I loved it so much. It reminded me of Severance. And by the way, there are gonna be so many Severance references in this video because I had just gotten done watching season 2 of Severance. Love Severance. Love Severance. Like every time I went into the elevator, I would go, like I would just like be like, you're outie. I know that night I just like stayed in the hotel. It was a huge room. I was like, okay, why did I get such a big ass room if I'm just gonna stay here one night? But I loved it and I walked around the CSU campus. It was beautiful. Talked to my family because for 3 straight days I was just driving. Yeah, I had a good night's sleep in an actual bed. Day 4 was Colorado to Nebraska. Again, I'm gonna bring up Severance because on the way to Nebraska, there's this place 30 minutes outside of Fort Collins called Severance, Colorado. I loved it. And I literally asked the lady, there's this like cute little coffee shop that's right there. This day, day 4, is when I started like doing the video log stuff. So past me will kind of give you the deets on that. Hello, this is my first video vlog. I haven't done any to this point because I honestly felt like crap. I actually am in the town of Severance. Severance is actually currently my favorite show on Apple TV Plus and just in general. And I just wanted to check out this town because it's in Colorado. And no joke, the street to get into Severance is literally called Harmony Street. And if you didn't know, Harmony Cobell is she's the manager on the Severed floor. But like surprisingly, this place is actually like very beautiful. It's a rural town, obviously, with a little bit of suburbs. Like I'm like walking around the suburbs right now, like away from the front. Because at the front there's like a town hall, there's a fire station. It's a very small community, but it's very beautiful. But yeah, I'm gonna stay here for a couple more minutes, probably make my way back, and we'll hit the road. But yeah, present me, who's reflecting on past me, says it was a really cute town. Like the people were friendly, like, and it was only 30 minutes outside of Fort Collins and there was trains everywhere, farms. Loved it. When I started leaving Severance and going towards Nebraska, the mountains of Fort Collins started receding more and more back and I was like, oh no, we're in the Midwest now, aren't we? So literally there's nothing really that I can say about Nebraska because it was all flat, all cows. And I was like I drove for 6 hours that day. I was like, the most entertaining thing I can do is literally go off the side of the road right now. Nothing says reintegrating back into society quite like Harley Davidson. Finally, I get into my campground and I was like, oh, thank God, I'm on the host. Mother, I'm coming home. And so day 5, I wake up from my campground, insert video. All right. I just slept in my car for the first time. What an experience. That was actually kind of fun. I'm gonna start waking up and getting ready. Today I am pretty much going to Omaha and then driving up all the way to Fargo. So it's gonna be a long travel day, but I'm excited. Today obviously is gonna be kind of a long drive, but I have a couple cities to break it up. Like I'm gonna stop in South Dakota, then I'm stopping in Omaha first, and then driving a little bit, stopping in South Dakota in Sioux Falls. I don't know if I said that right. And then driving a little bit and then going to Fargo. So it's not as bad as yesterday's drive, because towards the end of yesterday, I don't know if I say it in the video, but I was definitely going crazy.
After I checked out of my campsite, I drove into Omaha, stopped at Creighton University, and pranked my friend, who is a student at the Phoenix campus, and told her I stopped by, only to punk her and be like, "You fell for it, OMG, teehee. I'm a troll. Lol. Also, the only footage I got in Omaha was my big back filming, some Parmesan pretzels that I full sended down my throat, before crossing the border into Iowa. Girl dinner.
Next, I drove to the tripoint between Iowa, South Dakota, Minnesota. All right, I have officially come to the tri-state border of Iowa, Minnesota, and South Dakota. Okay, so in front of me is east, behind me is west, and then north and south. But yeah, this side is the Minnesota side, and then this side is the Iowa side, and then finally this side is the South Dakota side. There's like these rocks right here. I'm gonna leave my rock about my cross-country trip. Teehee. Right, I wrote my little message on a rock, and I'm gonna put it on the little pedestal. But yeah, now that I've officially seen the Tri-State Monument, I'm gonna head over to Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Sorry, I've gone through so many states today. Plus, I know I'm not gonna pass that tractor, so I might actually have to wait a little bit. Let's wave to the tractor. These people are just driving through here, not appreciating the monument. Appreciate the monument. But no, it's cool. It's a cool monument, and I just wish people appreciated it more, because like I love Minnesota, the Midwest, and I'm here, and I drove all this way to be here, and it's great. But yeah, if you guys ever come to the monument, make sure to like touch the rock and be like, oh, I know that guy. I don't know, I'm weird. But yeah, I gotta go, and yeah, see you in Sioux Falls. Then from there, I drove all the way to Sioux Falls, and literally I asked a lady, I was getting a postcard. All right, I got my South Dakota postcard, teehee. And I was like, where can I what's cool in Sioux Falls? And she says, the falls, nothing else. And I was like, good boy, yes, good boy. So from Sioux Falls, I drove to the second tri-point, the South Dakota, North Dakota, Minnesota tri-point, middle of nowhere. It's literally backwoods. And I was like, oh no, I'm gonna die out here, because the sun started setting. All right, I'm at okay, I don't know if you can see, but I am in the middle of nowhere. And like, if something goes wrong with my car, I'm not gonna jinx it, boy. But if something goes wrong with my car, I'm screwed. But anyway, here's the monument. Also, it's freezing out here. tri-point area. I'm actually very scared to be out here because I don't know if you can see over there, but that is literally a barn, which means that somebody lives out here, and that scares me. So I'm gonna go. Look at the sunset. It's so beautiful. It's so cloudy. It's so pretty. Okay, time to get out of here. Oh my god, I made it back around on the road. Let me show you the road, by the way. Okay, so let me focus. So literally, it just like ends, and you have to do like a little roundabout there, and then there's the monument over there. Like, it's scary, and then there's the large, scary. Like literally, in comparison to the other monument that I saw today, like that one had like, oh, really nice like road to get there. Not that. I'll show you what I had to take to get over here. Literally, look at this road. I'm so scared. I'm so scared. But no, literally, I had to take like this out for a mile. It's so scary. It's the first people, which means that's it's actual road and not unpaved road. Thank you for letting me out. Thank you. So finally, after that fiasco, I get into Fargo and I'm like, oh my god, I'm here. This is the first leg done. Yeah, that's kind of my first part of my cross-country trip, just getting from Arizona to Fargo. Also, apologies for like rushing this second part of the video. I literally don't have any storage space on my phone because I'm currently editing my video. So I'll have more like detail whenever I like post the first video. Because also too, that first leg was literally just me driving, trying to get to Fargo. And so part 2 will be a lot more about like me actually enjoying the trip. Yeah, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you staying to the end of the video, watching this. It brings me joy. And yeah, I will see you in part 2.